Hello everyone. Welcome again to the channel Loudcry Ministries International Network. It's pretty expedient that we do this as there is a need at the moment to do this. So what you're seeing around you is basically the work that has happened since we came to you, even promoting the work and soliciting for the funds to be able to carry out, the means to be able to carry out this work. And that was in preparation for the 13th of September. Pardon us, we promised the report was going to come. We've given a half report, but the main report has not come, and that's because it's a very complicated editing thing, and we have had a long time, a lot of things in the process, in the mix that needed competing demands, as it were, we've had. So the video hasn't come, but that's the last time we came to you telling you that we didn't have materials, and God blessed thoroughly. And for that we are truly thankful, because you rose to the occasion and we had enough materials, even enough materials that, I mean, had things gone right, we would have finished everything, because there were 3 million people there. But let me not spoil the video when it eventually lands. You get that. We distributed about 5,000 books, and the rest of the books is what we have been working with. So that lot, and we've spoken about it in a previous episode, was distributed at the protest in London. They called it a Freedom Festival. I don't want to call it what they didn't call it. It was a festival. It was a celebration of freedom and a stance against tyrannical encroachments. And we have been working, and pardon the mess, but we've been working ever since. And these are the books that we have been working with. There's been a few protests that we have attended. We went to the Great Resist. The World Economic Forum talks about the Great Reset, and these people are talking about the Great Resist. In other words, resisting the reset. And we've gone to Hereford, we have gone to Gloucester, we've gone to Liverpool, we've gone to Coventry, and we've been to Birmingham and many other places. So the work has been carrying on, but we've gone to that time again when we need to go back to the well and get some more books. We have run out of the books. We start with the one of the most pressing needs, because we don't normally we don't normally buy these often. What we tend to do is we buy them in bulk, because one, it's a logistical nightmare to get them, because they are print on demand, and it takes a long time. Whereas with the books, if we have an emergency, we might be able to go and fetch them easily. But this will need to place an order with the supplier, and it's quite. If we buy very little, it can be quite very expensive. As you see, the quality of it, it's even laminated, high gloss laminated, so it's good quality. But why do we insist on buying this? It's a fantastic tool to open people's hearts. For many years, we have had Channel 4, BBC, putting cooking programs and stealing some of our lines. You are what you eat. They could have even, may as well taken Newstat from us, or God's Plan. But fortunately they haven't. But we are redeeming our health message, health reform. And this is easy, a tool to open up discussions with the Newstat right on the first page. We've shown you this in the past, but for those who are seeing it for the first time, that's the Newstat in reverse. Nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperature. So, temperance. I'm bringing upside down. Fresh air and rest. Shabbat, rest, and daily sleep. Good work-life balance, and then most importantly, trusting God. And these are talking points, and we use this to link this to creation and Genesis. And we use this graphic as well quite a lot, proving how congruent scientific evidence is with the Bible, where our bodies thrive at neutral, and most of the things that the industry, big food industry, big ag, big pharma produce, especially right below the acidic stuff, which is what we are feeding on. And they have proven that obviously this tech, they batter our health and we die sooner. Whereas people who are living in a way that is congruent with the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve, and the Advent message, like Loma Linda in California, they are living longer for it. But we don't just want to live longer, we want to have an active life of evangelism. So this magazine, we believe it, and it opens the way. So buying it as an individual magazine could cost you something up to £1. But when you bulk buy, the cheapest we've bought in the past, although paper has gone up now, was actually 25 pence a copy. So the more of them we can actually buy in advance, the better. And the more we don't need to go and fetch them. So what are we saying? We are asking for help to be able to print a lot of these magazines. We have got a box left. When I say a box, I don't mean a box. I mean less than a third of a box left. We've bought thousands. Times we buy up to 25,000 each time, depending on how the Lord blesses. So this is all she wrote. That was from the last mission. But before I move on to the other materials, what is the picture? At the moment, we are inundated with opportunities to witness. So we have been doing this witnessing, and now there is a whole lineup of programs that we intend to take full advantage of. Like this week, on Sabbath, there's a big, massive protest event, digitalid. That's Sabbath, what's the date again? Sabbath, the 22nd, Sabbath 22 November. Many groups are converging at Marble Arch to protest the digitalid. And so I doubt we'll be able to have the magazines in time, because it normally takes at least a week to get them printed. So that means going without them. But that also means that we will be traveling with almost a lame gospel in a sense. But worry not, because the main meal, what the book is introducing even at the back, is this book, The Ministry of Healing. And sadly, that's all we've got left in our store shed. We've got a bit of Ministry of Healing left, but not enough to sustain us for any mission. And besides, we have been urged by Sister White not to preach the health message separated from the gospel. So personally, I wouldn't go for a mission to just go and give Ministry of Healing. As powerful as a book as it is, I wouldn't take it there, because the book of our time, the everlasting gospel, this is the writing of the gospel, yes, and it's twinned with the third angel's message, yes. And we see it in the book of Daniel, that they had to live a healthy life in order to have to be fully corpus mentis, to have a clear brain and a clear mind. They were 10 times wiser than the Babylonian and all the other youths from other empires and nations that had been conquered by Nebuchadnezzar. Yes, the health message is important, but what is more important than the Ministry of Healing is the book of the hour, the Great Controversy. And we would like to vary our what do you call it, our covers. This is the Harvest Time one, complete with the globe and the flags representing the world. It's our message to the world. Is the loud cry of the third angel, come out of her, my people, Revelation 18:4. This is the message that is going around the world, and here are the three angels, not three wavy lines, and not the six wavy lines of the logo, but the proper Revelation 14 everlasting gospel message. And we've got here the one that has got the contrast between the first beast, which is Rome, the Vatican, and the second beast, that's Revelation chapter 13. And these are very timely books. Unfortunately, we have got literally, I think we have got 2 boxes of this just left. And that's totally nothing. And to come from where we are today to go to London would be a waste of time, in a sense, because a waste of opportunity, not a waste of time, because even one person is worth it, but we will be wasting the opportunity because there's going to be a lot of people on this. All the other events that we have attended in recent times have been small. Since the 13th of September, which was a 3 million strong one, we've been attending events that is with 100, 300 people, and so on and so forth. And the work has been carried on. Books are finished. But we're coming to you asking again and promoting so that we can do this work while we still can. The next big one that we know of will be December 13th, which is again a digital ID in London again. And there is a few in January and February lined up. But also while I'm at it, I might as well remind you, United Kingdom and Urban Scoop and Tommy Robinson are organizing the next one, which is not been published yet. They are in negotiations with the police. The last one we went to, we had 3 million people there, although the media was saying just over 100,000. Well, I stopped listening to the media for the same reasons. So they're organizing 3, it could be anything, but they're aiming higher than last time. Last time it was aimed for England. There was a few people from Canada and America, and we had people from Europe come and help us to work, and some people even from the United States. We had 100 helpers, but like I said, I'm probably spoiling the report. It doesn't actually come out. You get the report, but it will still be worth your watch when it comes out. This time, they are not saying United Kingdom, because United Kingdom is a UK push. The next theme that they have got, they are saying unite the West, unite the West, they are calling it, and they are aiming to co-opt a lot more of the Europeans and a lot more of the United States and other countries that are affiliated and classified as the Western world. So there is a good chance that it's going to be bigger. They've got plans. Whitehall was too small. We could hardly move because it was packed. They are going to be doing Hyde Park. Hyde Park is huge, can accommodate a lot of people. If that was 3 million, we're talking potentially double, maybe more, 10 million, who knows? But what am I saying? I'm saying these are opportunities that Sister White says we should make use of. When you read last day events, even Evangelism chapter 7 particularly addresses this better than any other places. Sister White says at every large gathering, like there has been recently at St. Louis, we should have our ministers there doing the work, and they should seek wisely to get a hearing. And I'm just not saying it verbatim, but basically she was saying we should go there. And the reason that she gave was Christ, when he was on earth, he attended every large gathering, and we experimented with it right from the beginning of our ministering on the streets. And God has put a stamp of his authority. Every large gathering we've gone to, we've come with rich blessings, and like Caleb and Joshua, we've come with grapes. Although some of the brethren have often wanted to stone us for such a report. Some of the people have said in the past that there are giants in the land and we are like ants. But like Caleb, Loudcry Ministries International and all the team members have said we are more than able to take the land, the promised land. So Sister White advises us that we should go to these large gatherings to go and do an effectual work. Sorry, it's raining a little bit. I can see the books are being rained on, but needs must. We are out of time. So this Sabbath, which is practically today is Tuesday, we need to have gotten some books, especially the Great Controversy, and subsequently we would need to also be able to order these, which will come in. The lead time is often about a week, but we need them. So we are again on our knees, asking God and asking the brethren to interpose. And if you feel that this work needs to go, and it must go. In fact, there's a point that I wanted to make. Let me come back to it, which is right now the hottest thing is the digital ID, and there is many events that are erupting in many places, small and large, and the next two big ones are digital ID, and the talking points really are that the digital ID is shutting in of the gate. So when the digital ID has come, even I've said it, and let me say it again, even the video that we released yesterday from a couple of Sabbaths ago, another digital ID protest that we went to. When the digital ID has come, some of the work that we are able to do right now will not be able to do it. It is going to be used, as they are already telling us, to snoop on you, to snoop on your account, and to dictate when and how you can use money, because in the absence of cash, they can, like they've been saying at the World Economic Forum, and the IMF leaders were saying, money can be targeted for specific things, and money can expire. Digital money will expire, just like here in the UK, Tesco Club Card points, that's expiring money. We have had digital money for a long time. You've got the Apple Pay and other things, and even the loyalty points. That's the money that they're trying to bring, where they can weaponize it, and this work will suffer great loss. That's why Sister White is saying, even in books like Adventist Home, Birthday Events, she's talking about some of the properties, and I know there's Adventists right now who are confused, who have got money. They are holding on to it because they don't know how to use it. They cannot see a work that is worth supporting. And there's been, like I said in the last video, please go and watch it. I'm going to repeat the point. There are people who have been holding on to money, people who have even sold properties, and they're holding on to it because they are looking to invest it where moth and rust and thief do not destroy. This is the work. It's work that is not controlled by any human being. It's the loud cry of the third angel, and the books, once they have gone to the readership, once the books are in the readership hands, it is no longer our control. Yes, we are going to do follow-up, and we are doing follow-up, but the ultimate work is being done by the Holy Spirit, the angels, and Christ himself. Christ in us, the hope of all glory, which is the loud cry of the third angel, and Christ in us, the hope of all glory, Christ our righteousness. So once these have been dispatched, prayers are sending, God is working a miraculous work. We have had many testimonies, and God has not allowed us to hear the full story, because if we did, we may have a skewed view of the work. But God is waiting for such a time as the time of trouble, where many, just like at Pentecost, will come in a day. Thousands are going to be baptized. And Sister White says the literature work is, it constitutes a very large proportion of the loud cry of the third angel. So what am I saying? I'm saying we are again on our knees. We are begging God. We are asking for you to heed his promptings, and if you hear the word of God speaking to your heart. Do not harden your heart. We are asking for generous donation. We are not asking for a loan we are not able to pay back. We are not asking you for a loan. We are asking for means to be able to buy these books. This book work needs to grow. Also, this work needs to grow beyond what has been done in the UK over the last decade plus. It needs to expand, and we've got plans that will come to you in due course of expanding the work, because time is short. Christ himself said, I must work while it is day, for the night cometh when men can do no work. And if you read in the Great Controversy, Sister White says the noonday of the papacy was, the midnight of the world was the noonday of the papacy. But she's talking about the Dark Ages, and we know that Revelation 13, the buying and selling crisis, is a repetition of the Dark Ages, and that will be another noonday for the papacy. But to us, it is the midnight, entering the Dark Ages. And so Christ is saying we must work while it is day, for the night cometh when men can do no work. This is the day where we can work. Some people, I've said this again, I have had the president in the General Conference saying we will wait until November 2028. Too late. It'll be too late. What are we doing right now? Why are we waiting? So have we become so bureaucratic that we need so long to organize any work? Mr. Teddy Wilson, when he was the president, he said there is nothing in the pipeline as far as the laws are concerned. And the Pope Francis went and spoke to Congress. Not a single word from Ted Wilson. No sign of alarm. What we're saying is the Sunday laws are indeed making their ways in darkness. I don't want to go into details, but if you look at the Trump administration, even the government shutdown and its aims, and if you look at the Project 2025 with the Vice President, J.D. Vance, Kevin Roberts, their aims and what they are pushing right now, even the shooting of Charlie Kirk, and how they are using Turning Point to push a Sunday law. When Charlie Kirk was talking about the Sabbath, they are using a Turning Point to push a Sunday law. So the Sunday laws are no longer working their way so much in darkness. Still are, but not so much in darkness. They are openly advancing. And if we wait for 28, I can tell you something, for nothing, we are going to regret that move. So the time to do the work is now. And if you don't have to give us the means. We need them, and God knows we need them, and God has always provided. He has not disappointed. But even if you feel like this is not the work that you want to do, why don't you do it where you are? Start doing the work. Start something. Start small. Time is gone, brethren. And it's time to make our election sure, but also to warn the world. Let's give the message to Babylon, the everlasting gospel. Let that angel that fills the earth with his glory of Revelation 18, which is the loud cry of the third angel, go into the world uninterrupted, unabated, unmasked, and unashamedly. Let's proclaim that gospel, and let's give a clear-cut message. What is that message? Revelation 18:4. Come out of her, my people. This is the time to give that message. Any time later may be too late. So this is our appeal. Please partner with us. Please partner with Christ. The work is carrying on. The truth is marching on. Thank you for what you have done in the past. Thank you for what you are going to do, and may God richly bless you. May He replenish 1,000,000, 1,000-fold to where you are going to take this for, in rituals and even financially. May He enrich you. Thank you, and may God bless you.